Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, we're going to talk about The Rock potentially returning for WWE at Survivor Series.
Thunder Rosa is all elite.
Could a Queen of the Ring tournament finally be happening this year?
And Karrion Kross mocked at NXT tapings. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
All right, let's talk about The Rock in this week where it feels like every single damn day here on the Wrestling News we've been talking about some form of major return, be it John Cena, be it Goldberg, be it Daniel Bryan, be it CM Punk. Now, the mother of all returns looks like it could be going down at the last WWE Big Four pay-per-view of the year. Now, last month, if you recall, Dave Meltzer had something in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. We talked about it on the channel about how WWE wanted to have The Rock for Survivor Series. Well, the Mat Men Pro Wrestling Podcast's Andrew Zarian has now gone one step further and stated that WWE currently plans on having Dwayne Johnson there. Huge, obviously. The biggest crossover mainstream celebrity star TMZ movie guy in wrestling history coming back is always going to be a big deal. He's been linked with a bunch of different stuff, all of it seemingly related to Roman Reigns, which is understandable. They're family. We've heard about a potential singles match. We've heard about a potential tag match that could protect The Rock from injury at WrestleMania 38. Either way, you're a noted Rock fan, as we all are, Adam Wilborn. How fired up are you about Big Dwayne's big comeback?
Honestly, just so jazzed about this. Shout out to Don't Be a Contrarian, just listen to Andrew Zarian. He's doing so many great stories for us. He deserves his own little moniker there. Yeah, The Rock is the greatest wrestler of all time. Fight me. I cannot wait to see him back in a WWE ring. I am slightly tempered, like you say, Andy, by that speculation that he could be in a tag match with Roman at WrestleMania. Yes, it makes sense to protect him for injuries, but what, you're going to bring back Awesome Truth or whatever they were called to fight him? I don't know. I'm not arsed about seeing them against almost any tag team, and it's WWE, as if they're going to be like, yeah, tag wrestling's really the thing right now, isn't it? You want to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns at next year's WrestleMania, of course. This seems to lend credence that they may be heading down that path, and we've talked about this for months now, Andy, speculating off the back of this year's, I should say, WrestleMania. You go like, right, we have Roman face Cena at SummerSlam. That's a big name. You know, Survivor Series, he can face whoever's the dominant champion on Monday Night Raw. Him versus Bobby Lashley's a bit of a tasty encounter, isn't it? Then all you have to do is get another big name for him to fight at the Royal Rumble, and then have him defeat The Rock, and then have Big E cash it in, preferably in my world. But yeah, they're making him, he already is, but they're making him even more the biggest thing in WWE by just putting him up against some of the legends of this industry. And yeah, in terms of countering the news regarding CM Punk and potentially Daniel Bryan going to AEW, yeah, they've reached into their bag of tricks and quite rightly pulled this one out. I'd love to see it. Until I physically do see it, I will not believe it, because I've been hurt too many times when it comes to my favourite wrestler. But as long as he doesn't just show up and set his name on fire, I'll be happy, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as he doesn't squash somebody in 7 seconds or however long it was as well. That would be nice too.
Right, let's transition over and talk about AEW, because they made a major announcement last night. Thunder Rosa is officially all elite. They made an announcement on their Twitter page. Once again, we were chatting about this before we started recording. One of those people that I think we all assumed, unofficially was all elite, i.e., as you pointed out, Andy, look, this is them officially putting pen to paper on a proper contract. But she's someone who's been a really integral part of that AEW women's division. The report regarding the deal comes from No Crack, Just Sap, Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful Select. The AEW have bought her NWA contract out. She was contracted through 2021 with them. The NWA apparently rejected Rosa's request to be let go from her contract in 2020, which kind of makes sense. She was a really important part for them, and in the midst of a pandemic, you don't really want to just be letting people go. She's just been sensational. I hope we get to see more of her now back in TNA. TNA? Hello? AEW. Oh, God. Don't make that mistake.
Come for you now.
Yeah, please. Honestly, the B+ thing yesterday, which was just a joke, still had people going after me in the comments. But yeah, Thunder Rosa tweeted, "Never in my life doubt that I would be where I want to be. Today, one of the biggest accomplishments in my career has been announced. She's finally where she's belong. And NWA said she'll always be NWA fan for a lot of us, but we want to send love to Thunder Rosa and wish her well in the next chapter of her journey. Go show them all what we all already know. Perfect addition for that roster, officially, I suppose, Andy.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, this, isn't it? The NWA's statement there was really classy after the buyout and everything else. I think, when the report broke about her contract expiring at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, I think most people assumed she was going to end up in AEW anyway, because you heard about her WWE tryout where they wanted her to be a referee and stuff, and you think,
oh God,
might not be not such a good role there. But yeah, no, this is good news for everyone involved. Thunder Rosa's great. With her stuff going on outside of AEW as well, Mission Pro, her promotion and her wrestling school that she has with Jazz and Rodney Mack, she's about to become one of the more influential people in North American pro wrestling out with the WWE bubble, I think. So, and obviously she's great at what she does. So, it's just a no-brainer, isn't it? I don't have anything more to say than that. It's really good. Yes, thumbs up.
Good for you.
Yeah. Wow. Let's. I totally lost my train of thought somehow. Praising someone. How does that work? We should be more negative. I'm sure the comment section would like that. Queen of the Ring. Queen of the Ring. That might be happening. Wrestling Inc.'s Raj Giri reporting that WWE plan on holding the tournament at some time this year. Now, there's no word on when exactly in 2021. They might put Queen of the Ring together. However, it is thought that if they do it, it will go out on Peacock. So this will be the first King/Queen of the Ring tournament they've done since 2019 when Baron Corbin took the crown. Obviously, it would be the first Queen of the Ring tournament, full stop. It used to be WWE's tentpole tournament, really, didn't it? King of the Ring. Guys like Bret Hart, Steve Austin, Kurt Angle winning it, getting monster pushes. Then guys like Mabel.
Wade Barrett. Let's not forget Wade Barrett.
Close personal friend, Wade Barrett. And then, of course, sandwiched in all of that, you have Mabel. So it doesn't always work out. It doesn't always work out with King of the Ring. But look, Queen of the Ring, I think, WWE have been reticent to do women-only shows recently. There's not been any Evolution sequel. There's not been a Mae Young Classic since 2018. But the roster is so full of people, man. They could easily pull this off. I think the NXT women's roster in particular is just loaded with human beings who could do stuff in this tournament. And obviously the main roster is full of talented people as well. For me, again, it's a no-brainer and something they should do. And I think it'd be a lot of fun and I would like to see it.
Yeah, I love this. I think they should have it across all rosters because you can have the exciting matchups they haven't seen before or haven't seen in ages across NXT, SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, of course. I love King of the Ring. I thought the one they did in 2019 was actually really, really good, even though WWE don't like that sort of thing. And it did actually kind of give a bit of momentum to King Corbin for a while. Now he's sad and, all that bollocks. But yeah, Queen of the Ring, do it. Absolutely. Like you say, they've not done any follow-ups to Evolution, despite the fact they clearly should have. Mae Young Classic hasn't happened again, which it should again. And yeah, all I'll say is just don't give it Charlotte. That's I'm no offense to her, but I get it. She's the queen. But this should be used to establish someone different and someone we may not expect, because that's what tournament is kind of there for. So I don't know. Let us know in the comments section. Maybe we'll do an entire podcast about this in the next few weeks regarding who should win it, because yeah, love this. Right, let's conclude by talking about Karrion Kross. It's his birthday this week. That's not the real headline. No, of course, he lost to Jeff Hardy in under 2 minutes on Monday Night Raw and then went back to NXT and had to pretend to be this dominant champion. And as we reported regarding the NXT tapings heading towards TakeOver 36, he's going to be facing Samoa Joe. And as part of those tapings, they did a bit of a go-home segment to build to that. But they had to reshoot it, Andy, because according to Body Slam's Trent Osborne, he was mocked by repeated chants of Hardy from the crowd. Not only that, they had to reshoot it and just sort of try and trick the audience to stick around. They weren't happy, obviously, about the Hardy chants sort of ruining, presumably, what would be one of the go-home segments ahead of TakeOver 36. And the person in the crowd who told this report to Trent Osborne said, they even lied to us and said something special was going to happen so we wouldn't leave. A crew member told me the show wasn't over. When we tried to leave, he told us there was a surprise. The surprise was, we're going to retake that segment we just taped, and this time you're not going to chant Hardy. Surprise!
Yeah. Surprise, everybody. Shut up! Man, this is just... Look, here's the thing. A lot of people... Yeah, I feel bad for him as well. Like, this has been handled really poorly. But the thing is, like, with stuff like this, a lot of people go, oh, the damn crowd hijacking these fans, they can't be trusted. There's a ridiculous argument on social media the other week about how wrestling is better without fans.
Oh my God.
Just, if you think that, you don't know what pro wrestling is. But, like, it's not the crowd's fault. Look, if WWE booked garbage, which is what the Jeff Hardy Karrion Kross thing was, the paying customer has every right to take the piss out of it. They're going to have fun with it. They're going to voice their opinion. Don't book crap stuff in the first place if you don't want people to react to the crap stuff. The Hardy thing, we waxed lyrical on it all week. Poor Karrion Kross. I feel bad for him, like you've said. But hopefully, what is a good job that this was taped, however. Imagine if this was live. Hardy,
oh my God.
Oh God. Well, this guy's had a crap week. I hope he does something really good on Raw this week to make up for it.
Yeah, I want to be Jeff Hardy next Monday. That's all I'll say. Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE, of course, if you want to get in touch with us. First question today comes from Biggest Joe, who says, hi guys, if CM Punk and Daniel Bryan do sign with AEW, then their ratings will go through the roof. The AEW roster is bursting at the seams. Could you see it splitting into 2 rosters at some point, with both of them leading the separate rosters?
I don't think so. I don't know if there's much value in AEW for having a split roster. Yes, they have a lot of talent and the roster is stuffed at the moment, but I think it carries more appeal for people to be able to jump between shows. If Dynamite's doing, 1.1, 1.2 million at the moment, I don't think that Rampage on Friday nights is going to be doing something comparable on that level. So one roster, one show is inevitably going to be seen as inferior. I don't think I would go down that route personally, but yes, the roster is stacked. It's huge. They've got more people than they can realistically use at the moment. Don't be surprised now at this stage if when contract renewal season comes up, a few people are let go because they do have a lot of folk. But the thing is, if you can sign a potential game changer like CM Punk or Daniel Bryan, you do it no matter how big your roster already is. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the size of these rosters will actually benefit them once they go to Friday nights with Rampage as well. Just being able to space things out. Right now, yes, I understand people saying, people pop up on telly and then disappear for 3 weeks. That's just the nature of the beast, I suppose.
Yeah, it is.
But I disagree with you, Andy. I would have split rosters because then we can have brand warfare, and that's the best part of professional wrestling, of course. Jonathan F says, didn't Jericho trademark a few of his old gimmicks a few months ago? Is he going to bring back the last versions of himself every week? That would be pretty fun and possibly a good send-off. This off the back of course, the Painmaker returning to face Nick Gage on Dynamite next week, Andy.
Yeah, this would be interesting, wouldn't it, if he worked through it? It'd be fun. I think sometimes TV wrestling should just be fun and a little bit silly. Sure, why not? I think he trademarked Lionheart or something like that. I don't quite remember. Bit fuzzy. I've got a head like Swiss cheese, if you haven't already realised. Stuff goes in and then it goes straight back out again. But for Lionheart in particular, you could do something fun with Jungle Boy, couldn't you? Set you up against Jungle Boy, but Lionheart is the king of the jungle. There you go. Boom. My bad idea will never make it to TV, but your good idea is good.
I think, definitely you could see something like this happening. You could have obviously Goat Jericho, like you say, Lionheart Jericho. I personally want to see the return of Crap Beard Jericho. Do you remember when he had that long, weird, wispy crap beard?
Yeah, that's good.
That should be Labour 3 or 4, to be honest, to be growing that beard back. Final question today, love this guy's surname, comes from Michael Hipshire at The Real Hip. What a great handle that is on Twitter. Michael says, good morning, gents. Morning, Mike. Do you think Nikki ASH loses her title when another superstar figures out what her kryptonite is? And what guesses as to what it will be?
That's something they could conceivably go down if they really want to go all in on the superhero theme. As for what it could possibly be, gonna answer the eternal question, haven't they? They're gonna finally find the person who wants to play with Nikki. That's the kryptonite.
I'll be honest, my brain just went to xenophobia, if I'm honest. As a person who presents the news who's ginger with a Scottish person, sunlight is probably her kryptonite. So wait and see with that. Or, I don't know, maybe she shows up next week and she's battered the title and they take it off her as a result of that. You ever had a battered Mars bar, Andy?
Bigot.
Let's move on to today's ad finding. I'll tell you what, today's ad finding is just for you, Andy, because it's Nick Gage. Of course it is.
Oh, okay,
Nick Gage tweeted overnight regarding him being hired, I suppose, by MJF for the second Labour of Jericho. Nick says, yeah, I just want everyone to know, me and MJF ain't boys most of the... me and MJF ain't boys. Most of the time, I'd smack a dude like him around, but sometimes in the streets, money talks, and I'll definitely accept a large amount of money to make Chris Jericho bleed, and if the price is right, I'll end his career. Just being honest. Amazing. Sorry, bud. MDK. Never change, Nick Gage.
Love Nick Gage, man. Love Nick Gage. And I'm really good. What a weird thing it's going to be seeing him wrestle Chris Jericho on national TV. MDK all day, obviously.
It was just mad when he came out and then you were like, oh God, Nick Gage, no DQ fight against Chris Jericho. And he pulled out the pizza cutter and basically said, I'm going to kill Chris Jericho next week. And you were like, okay, Nick.
Oh, wow.
Don't know what Maxwell's done here, but we'll wait and see. Oh, God.
Brother.
It's sort of very nervously excited to see what on earth they do with that next week. Let us know your thoughts on that and all today's news stories in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Got the SmackDown preview coming later today with myself and Michael Hamfler, and Wrestle Culture complete with a hashtag Bloody Good Quiz. Plus, let us know your thoughts and Twitter questions on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there. Follow both of us. You can follow Andy Murray
at Andy H. Murray. The H stands for hey. If your friends aren't willing to help you lift the heaviest sofa in the world through the narrowest corridor in the world on the hottest day of the year, are they really your friends? Ask yourself that.
Exactly. It's a very good point, Andy. You're a smart man. Follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. But for now, my thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.